Let us drift slowly into the sacred spaces of ancient temples, where the air is thick with incense and quiet chants ripple softly through time. Each ritual we witness tonight carries a gentle healing energy, wrapping your spirit in calm and serenity. Picture the soft flicker of candlelight against carved stone walls, the echo of ceremonial bells, and the slow, deliberate movement of devoted hands. The spirit moves through these sacred rituals, carrying away worries and filling your heart with a peaceful rhythm. Soft winds guide us from one temple hall to the next, through the quiet chants and whispered prayers of ages past. Allow yourself to sink into this flow, letting each ritual soothe your mind, body, and soul as night deepens around you. If these rituals bring you peace, let me know where you are listening from, or subscribe to join more nights of sacred calm and sleep-filled journeys. The first light of morning touches the temple walls with a soft, golden hue. The courtyard awakens slowly, wrapped in a gentle hush. A quiet mist lingers over the stone steps, curling around the carved pillars as if the air itself remembers ancient prayers. You float in this stillness, your breath in tune with the soft stirrings of the day. The rising sun spills its pale light across the courtyard, brushing the edges of the sacred fountains, sending ripples of warmth across the water. Tiny droplets shimmer like scattered stars, their reflections trembling softly in the calm. A gentle wind passes, carrying the faint scent of incense and the sweetness of morning flowers. You drift among these scents, letting them settle in the corners of your mind, bringing a sense of ease and quiet. From the inner halls, the soft shuffle of sandals on stone announces the arrival of the morning rituals. Priests and priestesses move with slow, deliberate grace, each step measured, each gesture deliberate. Their hands carry small bowls of offerings, fresh petals, tiny fruits, glimmering grains of rice. The simple items shine in the gentle light, ordinary and sacred all at once. A priest lifts a bowl to the sunlight, and a single petal floats upward, drifting gently before settling on the marble floor. The petal seems to glow from within, as if the sun itself has kissed it. You notice the stillness in this simple act, the care, the reverence, the awareness of each small movement. In this quiet devotion, time feels suspended. The temple bell rings softly, a low, sonorous sound that lingers in the air like a calm wave. Each vibration hums through the stones beneath your feet, echoing the rhythm of your heart. You feel the pulse of this sacred space, steady and serene. The priests bow, the priestesses bow, and the air itself bows with them, acknowledging the unfolding of morning light. A small stream winds through the courtyard, and the water flows gently over smooth stones. The priests place petals upon the surface, and you watch as they float with the current, tiny islands of color drifting silently. You imagine your own worries, small and delicate, being set upon such a stream, carried away, smoothed by the movement of the day. The water reflects the sky, the rising sun, the soft arches of the temple, and in it, everything seems unified, calm, and simple. Birds stir in the high trees surrounding the courtyard. Their song is soft, a gentle accompaniment to the ritual. You hear the distant coo of doves and the delicate trill of songbirds, their voices floating like small prayers. Each note seems to honor the morning, honoring the presence of life, honoring the slow, unfolding peace. A priestess kneels at the foot of the main altar. Her hands cup a small bowl of water, and she lifts it to the sun. The liquid glimmers, and as she pours it over the altar stones, tiny sparks of light scatter across the marble. Each drop is a blessing, each movement a whisper of care. You notice how even the smallest gesture can hold immense presence when done with attention and love. The courtyard fills with more light as the sun rises higher, brushing warmth across the faces of the temple watchers. Shadows retreat softly, curling into hidden corners. You notice the way light moves slowly over stone, over water, over petals and offerings, as if the day itself is stretching gently from sleep. It carries a promise of renewal, of gentle beginnings, of quiet hope. In the corner, a small incense burner sends up a delicate thread of smoke. It rises and curls, twisting into shapes that vanish as quickly as they appear. The scent is soft, almost like a memory of warmth, of sunlight filtered through leaves. You breathe it in, and it feels as if the air itself is softening around you, carrying away tension, leaving a calm hush behind. The priests chant in a quiet, rhythmic murmur. The sound is low and fluid, a rolling cadence that moves through the courtyard like a slow tide. Words you do not need to understand settle in the body rather than the mind. They carry the feeling of devotion, of steady presence, of an unbroken link between the earth, the sky, and the heart. You find your breath matching theirs, slow and steady, a gentle wave washing over you. Small offerings continue to appear. Bowls of rice, each grain shining in the sunlight. Clusters of tiny, fragrant flowers. Water from the sacred spring. Each item is placed with care, each movement precise yet gentle. There is no rush, no urgency, only presence. You notice how the mind quiets in such a space, how the heart softens when everything is attended to with care. A single candle flickers on the altar. Its flame is small but steady, dancing lightly in the morning light. The wax glows softly, warm and gentle. You watch the flame and feel your own inner calm reflected back, small yet steady, bright yet soft. Each flicker seems to say, all is well, all is peaceful, all is here. The temple doors open slowly and sunlight pours through, illuminating the courtyard in a warm embrace. The priests step outside, carrying their offerings, placing them upon the earth, the water, the air. Each gesture honors the day, honors the rising light, honors the quiet awakening of the world. You float alongside them in this moment, letting your mind drift, letting the calmness sink deeply into your bones. A soft breeze stirs the long robes of the priests, rustling petals on the ground. The sound is a whisper, a song of gentle movement. It reminds you of the way life moves quietly, steadily, without hurry. Each moment is complete, each breath sufficient, each gesture a form of devotion. You feel the stillness in your chest deepen, spreading outward, touching arms, legs, the curve of your back, until the whole body rests in gentle quiet. In the center of the courtyard, the fountain plays softly, the water catching the light and sending it outward in tiny, sparkling arcs. You watch the droplets fall, one after another, each one a small blessing. The ripples spread across the surface, touching petals, stone, and the air around you. You feel as if your own spirit is a small ripple on the surface of this sacred morning, moving gently, softly, freely. The chanting continues, steady and calm, as the priests and priestesses make their final offerings. A single petal falls from the edge of the altar and drifts slowly through the air, landing softly on the water. You follow it with your mind, gentle and patient, and in this following you feel the ease of letting go. There is nothing to hold, nothing to grasp, only the simple flow of the day, of the morning, of life itself. The sun climbs higher, warming your face and shoulders. Shadows retreat further, leaving a light that feels gentle, safe, and nurturing. You notice the simplicity of this moment, the quiet, the offerings, the soft rituals. Everything is small and luminous. Everything invites calm, invites presence, invites rest. The courtyard grows still once more. The priests and priestesses bow and step back, letting the space breathe. You notice the emptiness is not absence but fullness, full of quiet, full of light, full of gentle possibilities. Every stone, every petal, every ripple carries the memory of the morning's care, the soft blessing of the rising sun. You feel your body sink deeper into peace. Each breath becomes a soft wave. Each heartbeat hums quietly in tune with the temple, with the stream, with the birds, with the slow unfolding of light. You are part of this calm, part of this presence, carried gently by the rhythm of simple, sacred acts. The first light of the day lingers across the courtyard, touching everything it meets. The world feels new, yet ancient, soft, yet eternal. You float in this stillness, wrapped in the gentle presence of offerings, of song, of light. Now, as the morning settles fully into its warmth, let us drift onward, into the next gentle passage of the day. Let the petals, the water, the flame, and the sun carry your spirit forward. Now rest, as the stars return only in memory. and the light of the morning fills you with quiet ease. You remain in this calm, carried softly by the temple's rhythm, the offerings of dawn, and the silent, steady pulse of the world. Let yourself drift, fully, completely, as the day begins, as all is gentle and all is well. The temple breathes quietly in the early hours. Shadows linger along the edges of carved walls, soft and slow. You float through the cool marble corridors, your steps barely touching the stones, as if the air itself supports you. A faint warmth comes from the sun outside, but inside the world is hushed, waiting, listening. From deep within the hall, a slender wisp of smoke rises, curling upward like a gentle spiral of thought. The scent is soft, a quiet mixture of sandalwood and jasmine, carrying something ancient in its delicate trail. You follow it, your senses opening to the subtle movement of the air. The smoke drifts, light as a feather, wrapping around the columns, bending through the arches, brushing against the walls in gentle waves. Each curl of incense carries a silent message. It is a whisper of prayers, a breath of devotion, a small offering that moves unseen across the world. You watch as the smoke twists, rises, and dissolves, carrying away heaviness, carrying away tension, leaving only a soft clarity behind. You feel your shoulders soften, your chest expand, your heart slow in rhythm with the quiet rise and fall of the tendrils. In the corner, a single lamp flickers. Its flame dances in time with the drifting smoke, casting golden pools of light across the floor. Each flicker seems to echo the rhythm of breathing, a quiet invitation to notice the small movements of life. You drift closer, noticing the gentle sway of the incense smoke, the calm reflection of light upon stone, the ease in the stillness. A priest kneels at the altar, cupping incense between slender fingers. With a small, deliberate motion, the smoke rises in a ribbon, curling toward the high ceiling. Each movement is measured, soft, full of awareness. You sense the care in each gesture, the devotion held in the simple act. It is a language older than words, a communication of presence and calm. The hall itself seems to breathe with the rising smoke. The air shimmers with faint light and fragrance, as if every particle remembers 1,000 quiet mornings. You notice how sound softens here. Even your own breathing is absorbed by the space, becoming part of the gentle rhythm. There is no hurry, no demand, only a slow unfolding of stillness. The priest offers a silent prayer, and the smoke curls higher, spiraling gently, reaching toward unseen corners of the world. Each wisp carries intention, a small pulse of warmth and light. You imagine the smoke touching faraway forests, quiet rivers, and distant homes, carrying with it a sense of calm, a gentle reminder of presence. Outside, soft winds whisper against the temple walls. The doors remain open and the breeze mingles with the incense, carrying the scent outward. You feel a coolness brush your cheeks, soft as a feather, soft as the hush of a quiet river. The smoke bends with the wind, curving and twisting, light as a thought, gentle as a memory. Nearby, bowls of fragrant herbs and petals lie waiting. The priest places them carefully onto small plates, the motion quiet and deliberate. Each petal is a small light, each grain a tiny blessing. You notice how even the smallest act is held with intention, how presence can be felt in the softest of movements. You let this awareness settle in you, easing every tightness, softening every edge. The hall is alive with gentle rhythm. A tiny bell rings far off, its sound lingering like a distant star in the quiet air. The smoke moves in response, spiraling, stretching, touching the air with a gentle caress. You follow its motion with your thoughts, soft and calm, like a slow river flowing over smooth stones. A second priestess enters, her robe brushing softly against the marble floor. She lifts a small censer, allowing a second thread of smoke to rise, joining the first in quiet dance. The scents mingle, blending into a fragrance that seems to wrap around your spirit, cleansing, soothing, and steadying each thought. You feel lighter, as if a gentle weight has been lifted, leaving only the softness of presence behind. Light from the windows streams in, soft and golden, scattering across the curling smoke. The ribbons of scent catch the sun, and each wisp seems to glow faintly, as if carrying a small spark of illumination. You notice how light and smoke intertwine, how air and intention move together, creating a moment both delicate and infinite. The priests and priestesses move slowly through the hall, placing incense upon altars, offering prayers without sound, their gestures small yet luminous. Each act is a meditation, each motion a quiet song. You drift with them, carried in the calm, as though the very space itself is singing a lullaby to your spirit. A single feather floats down from the high ceiling, caught in the motion of the air. It lands softly on the floor, brushing lightly against the marble. You notice it, yet it feels part of everything else, part of the incense, part of the light, part of the gentle unfolding of the morning. The feather seems to carry a message of stillness, that even the smallest, lightest thing can hold presence, can hold attention, can hold peace. The incense smoke drifts higher, curling into spirals that seem endless. You imagine each wisp as a thought, each ribbon as a quiet memory, each movement as a soft passing of the day. Nothing is hurried, nothing is heavy. Each motion is complete, each breath enough. You feel your mind mirror this movement, thoughts softening, slowing, rising, and dissolving as gently as the smoke itself. A distant drum sounds in the courtyard, low and steady. It is soft, almost imperceptible, blending with the flow of smoke and light. Each beat is like a heartbeat of the world, steady, calm, and full of gentle reassurance. You feel it in your chest, in your arms, in your legs, in the small spaces between each inhale and exhale. The smoke begins to gather around the main altar, curling into small spirals that seem to hold the light within them. You watch as it moves, twisting gently, rising and falling, a quiet dance of presence. Each wisp touches the altar stones, the petals, the small bowls of offerings, carrying the quiet prayers and intentions with care. You imagine the incense reaching the farthest corners of the earth, touching every quiet mind, every soft heart, every gentle spirit. It carries calm, it carries light, it carries the promise that all is gentle, all is present, all is here. You feel this promise within your own body, your own chest, your own breath, settling, softening, steadying. The priests and priestesses bow, the smoke circling above them like a halo. The air is heavy with the fragrance of devotion, yet light as a memory. Each movement, each breath, each curl of incense is a small, sacred ritual of presence. You float with it, your spirit a mirror of the smoke, curling softly, rising gently, letting go completely. The candle flames on the altars flicker as the smoke moves past, casting tiny shadows that dance across the walls. You notice them without needing to name them, without needing to hold them. They are small, bright, and transient, like passing thoughts, like soft memories. You let them drift, just as the incense drifts, light and free. Now the hall begins to quiet once more. The priests step back, the incense settles into delicate clouds, the light softens. You feel the calm spread through the space, through your body, through your mind. Everything is gentle, everything is complete. The whispers of incense linger, carrying a sense of renewal, of clarity, of quiet joy in being. You breathe with the rhythm of the temple, your chest rising and falling with the gentle waves of fragrance and light. Your mind mirrors the soft curls of smoke, slow and effortless. Your heart feels the quiet pulse of devotion, the soft echo of calm. You are part of this movement, yet untouched, floating in presence and stillness. Let us drift onward, carried by the delicate tendrils of incense, the soft light, the quiet devotion of morning. Let your thoughts dissolve like smoke, each one rising and fading, leaving nothing but ease. Now rest as the stars return only in memory, and the gentle morning continues its silent blessing upon the world. In this stillness, in this calm, in this soft unfolding of sacred fragrance, you are held. Each breath, each curl of smoke, each beam of light carries you deeper into quiet. Let the whisper of incense guide you. Let it cleanse your mind. Let it settle your spirit. Drift now fully, completely, in the gentle presence of this sacred hall. The temple sits in a quiet valley, cradled by soft hills that slope gently into the morning mist. The air is still, filled with the faint scent of dew and earth, and the sunlight filters softly through tall trees, scattering warm patches across the stone pathways. You drift along the edges of the courtyard, feeling the cool, smooth surface beneath your feet, your breathing slowing to match the hush of the world around you. From the tower above, a bell tolls. Its sound is deep, rich, and round, vibrating slowly through the air and the stones beneath you. Each chime seems to pause, hanging in the silence, giving space for the mind to notice its own quiet rhythm. You feel the sound reach the center of your chest, a soft resonance that seems to touch the spaces between thoughts, the calm resting place behind your eyes. Another bell answers from across the courtyard, its tone a little higher, lighter, yet equally steady. You imagine the waves of bronze rolling through the air, carrying a gentle invitation to simply notice, to simply breathe. Each toll is a pulse, a heartbeat of the temple, a marker of presence. You let your mind drift with it, letting the vibrations wash slowly over every part of you. The priests move silently beneath the arches, their robes brushing softly against the stone floors. Each carries a small bell, smaller, higher-pitched chimes that add delicate threads to the larger sound. You watch as the bells sway with every movement, releasing tiny rings that join the deep tolling, weaving a gentle tapestry of sound that fills the hall without urgency. Outside, a soft breeze stirs the leaves of the trees. The rustle of green mixes with the ringing, a quiet echo of life outside the stone walls. You notice the way sound travels, how the chimes mingle with the wind, how silence returns between each toll. Each pause is a space for stillness, a tiny gift of calm, a reminder that rest can exist between moments. A great bell rings from the tower again, its voice low and full, vibrating through the courtyard and touching every surface. The sound reaches the fountain at the center, and you imagine it setting the water itself into gentle motion, rippling across the smooth surface in soft, circular waves. Petals float atop the water, trembling slightly with the vibrations, yet held in place by the gentle rhythm. You feel as if your own spirit is part of this quiet dance, moving in harmony with the bells and the water. The priests pause, bowing before the altar, the chimes echoing in the stillness. The space feels alive yet calm, as if time itself has slowed to match the rhythm of the sound. You feel your breathing deepen, long and even, each exhale carrying away the tension of the day, each inhale filling you with a sense of gentle presence. Small bronze bells are rung in sequence, one after another, creating a delicate harmony. You imagine each tone as a thread of light, weaving a soft pattern through the air. Some tones are high, clear, like tiny drops of water. Some are low, steady, like distant mountains. Together they form a quiet landscape of sound that feels endless, spacious, complete. A soft echo follows each chime, lingering in the air, touching the walls, the roof, the pillars. You notice the echo as a gentle reminder that all moments leave a trace, that presence leaves a memory, that quiet continues even when no one is watching. The sound fades and returns again like the rhythm of waves on a faraway shore, steady and soothing. The temple courtyard is filled with light from the rising sun, glimmering off polished bronze, smooth stones, and still water. Each bell seems to catch the sunlight in its shape, reflecting tiny sparks that dance across the floor. You let your gaze follow the soft, flickering reflections, feeling them move through the space around you, touching your spirit with the warmth and quiet of this morning ritual. A priestess walks slowly past, carrying a small cluster of bells, their tiny chimes intertwining with the larger tones. Her movements are deliberate, gentle, flowing. You notice the care in each step, the softness in each motion. Even the smallest gestures are sacred here, imbued with attention and presence. You feel a similar care within yourself, noticing the rise and fall of your chest, the soft pulse of your heartbeat, the gentle sway of your mind. The large bell sounds again, slow and full. You feel it in your bones, in the hollow spaces beneath the ribs, in the tips of your fingers, in the tiny spaces between thoughts. It is a sound that carries weight without heaviness, that moves through the world yet leaves it untouched, that holds presence yet asks nothing in return. You imagine the resonance spreading through your body, calming each muscle, easing each thought, resting each cell. The courtyard is quiet between tolls. You notice the silence, a soft companion to the ringing. It is not empty but full of gentle presence, a space to breathe, to drift, to rest. The sound of your own breathing becomes part of this silence, soft and unhurried, a rhythm in harmony with the bells and the gentle morning light. A breeze passes through the arches, carrying faint scents of incense and morning flowers. You imagine the air vibrating gently with each toll, brushing against your face, wrapping around your shoulders, easing your arms and legs, settling softly into your chest. You feel the warmth of stillness, a quiet reminder that nothing must be done, that nothing needs to be carried, that all is as it should be. The small bells on the altar ring again, lighter, higher, their tones dancing delicately above the deep tolling of the great bronze bell. You imagine these sounds as soft stars in the morning sky, twinkling, gentle, steady. Each one is a small point of calm, a tiny presence that reminds you of peace, of stillness, of the quiet rhythm of life itself. You watch the priests and priestesses bow in unison, their small chimes joining the larger ones, weaving a soft melody that fills the hall. The sound moves like water, rising, falling, folding gently into itself. You feel carried in this current, buoyed by the soft resonance, resting in the quiet spaces between each sound. Outside, a bird calls softly, its song mingling with the chimes. You notice the way the natural sound blends effortlessly with the ritual, how even the smallest creature contributes to the rhythm of the world. You feel connected, yet unburdened, a part of the gentle flow, yet free to simply be. The great bell sounds once more, long and full, filling the hall with its slow, steady vibration. You feel the warmth of the sound in your chest, spreading slowly outward. Each cell of your body seems to notice, softening, relaxing, resting. The echo lingers, and you let it linger in your own mind, in the soft folds of your awareness, in the gentle pulse of your spirit. The priests move aside, leaving the courtyard open to light, to air, to the soft resonance of the bells fading into distance. You drift along the stone paths, your steps light, your spirit light, carried on the quiet waves of sound. Each toll has left a memory, each pause a space for calm, each chime a gentle reminder of presence. A final toll resonates from the tower, deep and full. You feel it in every part of you, every thought, every breath, every quiet place in your body. The sound lingers, slowly fading, leaving only soft echoes and stillness behind. You feel the calm deepen, spreading gently through arms, legs, back, chest, head. You are fully held, fully present, fully at peace. Now let us drift onward, carried by the gentle resonance of the sacred bells, the soft echoes of their presence, the quiet rhythm that holds the world. Let your thoughts dissolve like fading sound, each one rising and fading, leaving only calm. Now rest, as the stars return only in memory, and the gentle morning light fills the world with quiet ease. In this stillness, in this soft echo of bronze, in this rhythm of presence, you are cradled. Let the sacred chimes wash over you, cleansing, soothing, settling every part of your being. Drift fully, completely into calm, carried by the gentle tolling, and rest deeply, peacefully, completely. The temple awakens to a soft light that glimmers over stone channels and quiet fountains. The air is gentle, carrying the faint scent of water and earth, cool and soothing, like the memory of rain on leaves. You float through the courtyard, your feet brushing the smooth stones, the soft sound of water murmuring nearby drawing your attention. The channels of sacred water flow slowly, carefully guided by hands that know devotion. Each ripple carries a blessing, a whisper of presence, a quiet movement of life. You notice the smooth surface of the water, reflecting the soft arches of the temple, the delicate patterns of sunlight, the shadows of swaying trees. The reflections shimmer and shift, small pieces of light moving gracefully across the surface. A priest kneels at the edge of a channel, cupping water between gentle hands. He lifts it slowly to the sun, letting it glisten, and then pours it back into the stream. Each drop spreads softly, joining the current, carrying with it calm, attention, and gentle care. You imagine your own worries dissolving in this motion, floating away as the water moves steadily forward. Petals drift along the surface of the stream. Red, white, and gold, they move without hurry, turning gently with the current. Each petal seems to hold a small piece of light, a memory, a quiet blessing. You follow them with your eyes and your spirit, noticing the gentle way they respond to the water, the way each ripple bends around them, guiding them slowly and safely. The fountains play quietly, their small arcs of water catching sunlight and scattering it in tiny sparks across the courtyard. The sound is soft, a gentle trickle, a calming rhythm that flows without effort. You feel your chest rise and fall in time with the water, each inhale and exhale a wave, each thought softening, moving in gentle rhythm with the current. A priestess moves along the channel, sprinkling more petals, adding small grains of fragrant rice. She moves slowly, deliberately, letting each act become part of the ritual, part of the flow. You notice the care in her hands, the soft steadiness of her steps, the serene patience in her gaze. Her movements mirror the flow of water, steady, calm, continuous, gentle. The water twists around the edges of carved stones, splashing softly over small ridges, forming tiny waves that move in quiet arcs. You feel drawn to it, imagining your spirit joining the current, gliding along with ease, moving through every quiet corner, every shadowed space, every hidden thought, letting them all soften and settle. The sunlight changes slowly, spilling through the open arches of the temple. Beams of light strike the water, and each ripple seems to glow with a faint inner luminescence. The reflections move like memory itself, soft, fluid, ever-changing, yet always gentle. You notice the interplay of light and water, of shadow and reflection, letting your mind rest in the dance without needing to hold it, name it, or follow it. Birds drift over the courtyard, their wings brushing softly against the warm morning air. Their shadows glide across the water, touching ripples and petals, adding tiny, silent movements to the serene flow. Their calls are faint, delicate, blending effortlessly with the soft murmur of the channels. You imagine the birds carrying prayers, carrying presents, carrying small pieces of calm beyond the temple walls. The fountain at the center hums softly, its circular basin sending ripples outward, meeting the channels, merging with them, carrying them forward. Each ripple spreads like a wave of blessing, touching stone, petal, leaf, and air. You follow its movement in your mind, letting it reach every corner of your body, every quiet space in your chest, every hidden thought until you feel fully cradled in its motion. A gentle wind stirs through the courtyard, brushing over the water, lifting faint scents of lotus and sandalwood. The ripples respond to it, bending, folding, stretching slowly without haste. You notice the harmony between air and water, wind and ripple, sunlight and shadow, letting the subtle movements guide your spirit, letting each small shift in the current calm the smallest parts of you. Priests move along the edges of the channels, placing bowls of sacred water on stone pedestals. They dip their hands into the flowing stream, letting drops spill softly over flowers and carvings. Each action is deliberate, full of presence. You feel the reverence in the gesture, the care that transforms simple water into a vessel of calm, reflection, and quiet blessing. The water moves over smooth stone, slipping into narrow channels, tumbling gently over carved edges, forming soft eddies where petals rest. Each movement is gentle yet persistent, carrying with it the feeling of continuity, of steady rhythm, of calm passage. You imagine your own spirit like one of those petals, drifting with the current, held safely in the flow, moving effortlessly, fully supported. Small lanterns flicker along the edges of the courtyard, their flames reflected in the water. The light dances in tiny, slow arcs, moving with the ripples, merging with the petals, with the soft waves, with the sunlight. You feel your eyes soften, your thoughts soften, your body soften, as though the gentle glow of reflection carries peace directly into your being. A priestess kneels at a small side channel, her hands cupping water. She lifts it slowly, letting droplets fall over the carved stones in a quiet shower. Each drop is a soft echo of the larger flow, a tiny note in the quiet melody of water and stone. You notice how each movement, each ripple, each drop has meaning simply in its presence, simply in its existence. You allow that presence to enter your own spirit, filling you with calm, clarity, and ease. The channels converge near the central fountain, the flow becoming slightly broader, smoother, yet never hurried. You feel your own consciousness move with it, rising and falling gently with each ripple, twisting and turning softly with each small wave. Every corner of your mind seems to float freely, fully supported, fully safe, fully at rest. Sunlight continues to scatter across the water, highlighting tiny imperfections, small eddies, gentle spirals of movement. You notice how even in these subtle shifts there is beauty, there is calm, there is presence. You feel the lesson of water, how it bends, how it flows, how it carries, yet remains soft, steady, and serene. You allow yourself to be like that water, moving, flowing, yet entirely calm. A distant drum sounds softly from the inner halls, low and steady, blending with the gentle murmur of the channels. The rhythm adds a quiet heartbeat to the flow, a slow pulse that mirrors your own breathing. You inhale with the water, exhale with the ripples, letting each movement, each sound, each reflection carry you deeper into calm. The petals move steadily toward the larger basin, twirling, spinning, drifting in gentle arcs. You imagine them carrying soft prayers, small wishes, quiet intentions, and in your mind, you set your own spirit on the current, letting it drift with ease, letting it float safely toward serenity. The water spills softly over carved steps into smaller pools, tiny cascades that produce the faintest, most delicate murmur. You notice the texture of sound, the softness of movement, the way it cradles space and air around it. You feel each ripple echoing in your chest, in your arms, in the quiet spaces of your mind, settling every shadow, every tense thought, every restless piece of spirit. Finally, the channels empty gently into the central basin, the fountain rising and falling softly, calm and steady. The sunlight bathes the courtyard in warmth. The petals gather in slow, luminous arcs. The water moves endlessly in its gentle rhythm. You feel your own body join the current, every cell reflecting the quiet motion, every thought moving with the soft flow, every breath carried steadily along the path of calm. Let us drift onward, carried by the steady, sacred flow of water, the gentle ripples, the quiet light, and the soft reflections of petals and sunlight. Let your mind dissolve into the gentle currents, each thought rising and falling like a ripple, leaving only peace. Now rest as the stars return only in memory, and the sacred waters fill every corner of your spirit with serene presence. In this flowing, gentle, sacred movement, you are held. Let the water cleanse, soothe, and steady every part of your being. Drift fully, completely, effortlessly in the rhythm of the sacred streams and rest deeply, peacefully, entirely. The evening settles softly over the temple. Shadows stretch long across the courtyards, and the air carries the quiet weight of approaching night. You float along the worn stone paths, your steps slow, almost hovering, as if the earth itself wishes to cradle your spirit. A faint breeze moves through the trees, carrying the subtle scent of blossoms and warm earth, mingling with the cool calm of twilight. Lanterns begin to glow along the pathways, small orbs of golden light suspended in the gentle dark. Their light shimmers softly, reflecting on the smooth stones, spreading warm ripples across the edges of each path. You follow the lanterns with your gaze, each step guided by their quiet glow, each movement a gentle invitation to be present, to breathe slowly, to rest fully. The lanterns sway slightly in the breeze, casting tiny, dancing shadows that stretch across the walls and archways. You notice the interplay of light and shadow, the way the glow hugs the stone, softening each edge, and how the shadows retreat quietly into themselves. Your mind mirrors the motion, thoughts rising and falling gently, folding into stillness, leaving only calm in their place. A priest moves past, carrying a lantern held delicately between both hands. His steps are soft, measured, careful. The lantern's light washes over the carvings in the walls, illuminating small details: the curve of a petal, the smooth arc of stone, the faint trace of a hand long gone. You feel the care in each movement, the reverence in each gesture, the stillness that comes when presence is complete. The path curves gently around a quiet fountain. Water glimmers under the lantern light, small waves catching and reflecting each flicker, scattering tiny points of gold across the stone edges. You pause for a moment, noticing how the lanterns and water seem to speak to each other. The reflections stretch and bend, each ripple carrying light slowly, deliberately, like a soft thought moving through a quiet mind. Lanterns hang from branches above, swinging slightly in the evening air. The soft movement causes their glow to pulse gently, creating a rhythm that feels like breathing, like the quiet heartbeat of the temple itself. You match your breath to the motion, inhaling as a lantern rises, exhaling as it dips, letting your body fall into the same serene cadence. A small bell rings faintly in the distance, echoing across the courtyard. Its sound mingles with the soft light, touching every corner of the path, highlighting the gentle curves of stone and shadow. The chime reminds you of the presence that surrounds you, the careful hands that light each lantern, the quiet devotion that moves unseen, the soft pulse of life flowing slowly in harmony with everything. The lantern light pools on the steps of an ancient gate. Each step is smoothed by centuries of gentle feet, yet the lantern glow gives it warmth, bringing life to the worn surfaces. You imagine all who have walked here before, each spirit touched by the same golden light, each heart finding calm in the presence of soft illumination. You feel connected, yet unburdened, floating gently in the same path of quiet devotion. Along the path, petals have been scattered in small, careful patterns. Their colors catch the lantern light: pale pink, soft white, golden yellow, each one a tiny point of calm, a delicate note in the quiet melody of evening. You imagine the petals as small prayers, each floating along the stone, guided gently by unseen hands, touching your spirit as they pass. The priestess pauses beside a lantern, adjusting its flame so that it flickers evenly, neither too bright nor too dim. You watch the glow spread evenly across the path, how it touches stone, water, petals, air. You feel the evenness settle in your own chest, your own limbs, your own mind, each small wave of light a balm for restless thought. You continue along the winding path, each lantern lighting the way ahead, each step slower, softer, deeper into presence. The air is cool but comforting, carrying the faint aroma of incense from the inner halls. You imagine the scent wrapping around you, mingling with the golden light, each breath easing tension, each exhale releasing the day into quiet. A low wind stirs the trees above, lifting the lantern slightly and sending shadows dancing across the ground. You notice how the light bends and twists, following the soft rhythm of air, as though the path itself is breathing with you. You feel your body, your mind, your spirit attuned to this gentle motion, rising and falling with each wave of calm. Near the end of the path, the lanterns cluster more closely, their light pooling into warm, inviting circles on the stone. You pause, taking in the sight, letting it wash over you. The golden glow seems to settle in your chest, spreading slowly to your arms, your legs, your back. You feel held, cradled, fully supported by the soft presence of light, shadow, and quiet devotion. The path narrows as it curves toward a small inner courtyard. Here, lanterns hang low, their reflections sparkling in shallow pools of water, each ripple carrying light in gentle arcs. You float along this curve, following the shimmer, noticing how the reflections bend and sway with the movement of air and water. The scene is steady, complete, serene. A distant drum begins, soft, slow, and steady. Its rhythm blends with the glow of the lanterns, the murmuring water, the faint rustle of trees. Each beat settles in your chest, echoing in your spine, aligning with the rise and fall of your breath. You let the rhythm carry you, each pulse a gentle reminder of presence, each echo a touch of calm. Lanterns rise gradually in height, some hanging above archways, others suspended along walls. Their glow washes over carved stones and delicate patterns etched into the temple's surface. You notice the care in every curve, the attention in every detail, how each light and shadow combines to create a soft, continuous song of quiet devotion. The priest moves slowly among the lanterns, his hands brushing lightly against their surfaces. Each movement is careful, deliberate, yet effortless, a meditation in motion. You imagine yourself moving in the same gentle way, letting your thoughts glide over each other without grasping, letting every small ripple of awareness pass freely, carried by the soft glow. The petals scattered along the path have begun to drift in the gentle evening breeze. Their movement mirrors the subtle dance of the lanterns, rising, turning, floating lightly, each one a delicate note in the quiet melody. You follow them with your spirit, letting their motion guide your own, letting your body, mind, and heart drift in the same serene current. Finally, the path opens to a small courtyard, where a larger lantern hangs in the center, its light steady, golden, encompassing. The glow touches every corner, every stone, every ripple of water, every petal resting quietly on the ground. You pause, letting the full presence of light, shadow, and calm settle around you, through you, within you. Let us drift onward, carried by the soft glow of the lanterns, the gentle reflections, the calm rhythm of evening light. Let your thoughts dissolve like shadows, each one fading in the golden presence, leaving only serenity. Now rest as the stars return only in memory, and the lantern path guides your spirit fully into peaceful contemplation. In this warm, steady, sacred light, you are held. Let the glow wrap your mind, your body, your spirit, easing, calming, settling every part of you. Drift fully, completely, effortlessly in the rhythm of lanterns and rest deeply, peacefully, entirely. The temple is bathed in the soft glow of twilight. Shadows stretch gently across stone corridors, and the air is cool, carrying the faint scent of incense and old wood. You float slowly along the polished floors, your steps quiet, almost weightless, as though the temple itself wishes to cradle your spirit. A gentle breeze moves through open arches, stirring the flickering candle flames and brushing against your skin like a soft, tender hand. From deep within the halls comes the first hum of a chant, low and steady. The sound vibrates through the air and into the stone beneath your feet. It is soft, warm, and full, moving like a river of sound that flows slowly around you. You feel it in your chest, a gentle pulse that resonates with your own heartbeat, guiding your breathing into the same calm rhythm. Another voice joins, blending seamlessly, higher, clearer, yet equally gentle. The two tones meet and merge, rippling through the air, echoing softly against walls and pillars. You imagine the sound as waves, each crest carrying quiet devotion, each fall a gentle release of tension. You let your spirit float in this ocean of voice, rising and falling, cradled by the sound. Candles line the corridors, their flames trembling slightly with the movement of air, reflecting off polished stone and delicate carvings. The light dances quietly across the chanting voices, making each note seem alive with warmth. You notice the interplay of shadow and glow, of tone and silence, feeling each movement resonate within your body, calming every muscle, every thought, every hidden corner of your mind. The chant continues, voices multiplying, creating a gentle chorus that seems endless yet never overwhelming. You hear the subtle differences in tone, the softness in each breath, the care in every word. It is a song of presence, of devotion, of steady attention. You imagine each note settling in your chest, filling spaces that felt restless, carrying your spirit closer to ease. A priestess walks past, her hands folded lightly at her chest, her lips moving with the quiet cadence of prayer. Each syllable she utters seems to ripple through the air, joining the chorus, adding gentle threads to the tapestry of sound. You notice the care in her voice, the way each tone lingers softly before fading, the way it nestles into the echoes of the hall. Your own mind softens with each sound, thoughts melting into the gentle rhythm of presence. The voices ebb and flow, rising in a soft swell, falling into tender quiet. You imagine the sound filling every corridor, every archway, every chamber of the temple, until there is nowhere untouched by its calm. Each echo is a tender reminder. There is space in every moment, there is stillness in every breath, there is serenity in simply being present. The air carries faint traces of incense, mingling with the warmth of candlelight. You notice how the scent seems to wrap around the sound, softening it, blending it into the world around you. Every inhale brings calm, every exhale releases tension. Your body begins to move with the chant, subtly, effortlessly, in the same gentle rhythm that flows through the temple. Outside, the trees sway lightly in the evening air, their branches brushing softly against the walls. The faint rustle blends with the hum of voices, forming a quiet harmony that mirrors the natural world beyond the temple walls. You feel the connection between the gentle wind, the flickering light, the rising chant, and your own quiet heart. You are part of this rhythm, yet free to simply float within it, carried by the sound without effort. A distant bell tolls, low and steady, marking the space between verses. Its deep resonance merges with the chant, adding weight without heaviness, grounding the music in presence. You feel the sound settle through your body, reaching your spine, your chest, your limbs, until every part of you hums softly in its warmth. The chorus rises again, voices intertwining in delicate layers, some low and grounding, some light and airy, some clear as distant stars. You imagine each tone as a ripple in a quiet pond, expanding slowly, touching every surface, leaving gentle traces in its wake. You float among these ripples, letting them carry your spirit, letting them calm the restless currents of thought, letting them ease the quiet tension that lingers in your mind. A priest moves past, holding a small lantern that glows warmly. The flicker of its light moves gently across the stone walls, across the faces of chanting devotees, across the ribbons of incense smoke. The light and sound together form a soft cocoon around you, each note of the chant settling into the spaces that feel tight or tired, smoothing the rough edges of your awareness. The voices begin to blend into one, a soft, steady hum that fills the air without filling it, touching every corner without weight. You feel it in your chest, your back, your arms, your legs. You feel it in the quiet spaces of your mind, in the gentle folds of your spirit. You are entirely cradled, entirely supported, entirely at rest. The air shifts again, carrying the faintest hints of flowers from the temple gardens. Each exhale brings the scent closer, weaving into the chant, mingling with candlelight and the soft rustle of trees. You notice the gentle interplay of all these elements, the scent, the sound, the light, the shadow, and feel a sense of completeness, a soft wholeness that invites you to rest fully. Petals have been scattered along the corridors, small, delicate points of color in the warm glow of lanterns. Each one seems to move with the air, lifting slightly, twirling softly, following the rhythm of voices. You imagine your own thoughts as these petals, floating freely in the calm air, drifting with the gentle current, each one settling slowly, safely, peacefully. A final swell rises in the chorus, voices lifting, bending, merging into a soft, long note that fills the temple without pressing, that stretches across stone, air, and spirit, settling softly into the corners of the mind. You feel the resonance in your chest, your shoulders, your back, your arms, your legs, every quiet space within, until your whole being hums in the gentle echo of devotion. The chant slowly diminishes, each voice falling back into tender quiet, leaving only soft echoes that linger, breathing through the halls, touching every stone, every arch, every curve of the temple. You feel the echoes within yourself, each one a small wave of calm, a soft sigh, a gentle reassurance that all is as it should be, that you are held, that you are at peace. The flickering lanterns cast their last golden glows across the stone floor. The incense smoke rises slowly, curling around pillars and walls, carrying with it the quiet presence of devotion. You drift along the corridors, carried by the faint echoes of voice, light, and scent, every step slower, softer, deeper into rest. Let us drift onward, cradled by the gentle chant, the soft echoes, the tender rhythm that fills the temple and your spirit. Let every thought dissolve like a fading note, leaving only stillness, only calm, only serene presence. Now rest as the stars return only in memory, and the voices of the devoted enfold you fully in dreamlike serenity. In this quiet, sacred chorus, you are held completely. Let the sound, the light, the scent, and the gentle rhythm wash over every part of your being. Drift fully, completely, effortlessly in the soft, unending presence of devotion and rest deeply, peacefully, entirely. The temple lies quiet in the soft embrace of morning light. Shadows linger gently across the carved stone floors, and the air carries the faint scent of lotus and sandalwood. You float along the corridors, your steps slow, weightless, guided by the subtle warmth of the sun spilling through open arches. Each breath comes easily, gently, as though the temple itself wishes to soothe every part of your spirit. Near the central hall, priests and priestesses move with deliberate calm, their hands tracing soft patterns in the air, guiding unseen energy along the stones and through the halls. Each movement is fluid, measured, full of quiet intent. You notice the care in each gesture, the gentle rhythm of hands and arms, and you feel the same calm spreading through your chest, your shoulders, your limbs, as though the very air is carrying peace into you. A priest kneels beside a small basin of water, cupping it gently, letting it spill in arcs of soft motion. The droplets glisten in the sunlight, tiny prisms of warmth and quiet. You imagine each droplet carrying calm, each one a small wave of healing that moves softly through the air, touching every corner, every hidden place of your mind, settling all tension into stillness. The priestess moves beside him, her hands hovering just above smooth stones, above softly flowing water, above resting petals. She traces patterns slowly, deliberately, as if painting invisible blessings into the air. Each motion carries subtle warmth, a delicate presence that seems to touch not only the world around her but the invisible threads of spirit flowing through the temple. You feel those threads weaving through your own being, gentle and restorative. A low hum fills the hall, the soft vibration of sound from small bowls struck lightly. Each tone settles in the air, vibrating through stone and wood, merging with the movements of hands and the soft stir of energy. You feel it resonate through your chest, down your arms, along your back, a soothing current that moves without effort, carrying calm and balance with every gentle wave. The priests and priestesses form a slow circle around the central basin. Their movements are synchronized yet effortless, a quiet dance of presence and intention. You watch as their hands rise, lower, extend, and fold, guiding the invisible flow of energy like water through channels. Each motion seems to ripple through the room, through the air, through every small space, as though the entire temple itself is breathing in unison with the ritual. Petals float softly in the air, lifted by gentle movements of hands and subtle breezes. They circle slowly, tracing invisible paths, drifting along currents of unseen light. You imagine your own spirit moving among them, lifted gently, carried freely, each motion unhurried, each movement a soft embrace of quiet care. Every worry, every tension, every restless thought seems to lift, following the petals in gentle arcs. A priest pauses to touch the water, letting drops spill onto the stone, creating small ripples that move outward slowly. You notice the pattern, the gentle widening of circles, and imagine each ripple carrying healing, moving into corners both near and far, reaching every part of the temple, every part of your spirit. The motion is continuous, soft, and endless, a reminder that calm and care are always flowing, always present. The priestess lowers her hands above a sleeping incense flame. The smoke rises in delicate spirals, curling around fingers, around faces, around each ripple in the air. You notice the motion, the way the smoke seems to carry intention, carrying calm, carrying quiet light, weaving it through the hall and through you. Every inhalation you take fills you with the soft scent and presence of healing. Every exhale releases what no longer serves you. Small bells tinkle softly as they are lifted and touched, their delicate chimes punctuating the ritual. Each note is brief, gentle, and warm, settling like a feather on your shoulders, on your back, on the edges of your mind. The sound blends with the hum of the bowls, the ripple of water, the movement of hands, and the curling of smoke, forming a subtle symphony of calm that wraps around you fully. The priests move from one side of the hall to the other, hands extended, touching lightly the air above stones, petals, and water. Each touch seems to stir a small current of invisible energy, a gentle wave of presence and restoration. You imagine the same energy moving through you, flowing along your shoulders, your arms, your chest, filling every quiet space with warmth and calm. Lanterns hanging in the arches sway lightly in the breeze, scattering golden reflections across the floor. Each reflection touches a ripple in the water, a floating petal, a hand in motion, making everything shimmer softly. You follow the glow with your eyes and your spirit, letting it carry you gently along the currents of the ritual, guiding your mind deeper into serenity. The chanting begins, low and rhythmic, flowing through the hall in gentle waves. Each voice merges with the movement of hands, the ripple of water, the drift of petals, the curl of incense. You feel the sound in your chest, the resonance tracing the line of your spine, releasing tension, encouraging stillness, enfolding you in gentle warmth. The chant rises and falls softly, each note a small wave of care moving endlessly through the temple. A priestess kneels beside a young tree growing near the central hall. She moves her hands above it slowly, fingers tracing arcs of quiet light. You notice how even the tree seems to respond, leaves trembling softly, shadows bending lightly, and you feel your own spirit joining the movement. The invisible energy flows as naturally as wind or water, brushing through your mind and body, lifting what is heavy, smoothing what is rough, filling every corner with quiet light. The ritual continues without pause, yet without haste. Hands rise, fall, extend, fold, and trace gentle lines in the air. Water ripples softly under fingers. Petals drift and swirl. Smoke curls around every movement. The sound hums, echoes, and sings gently. Every motion, every note, every breath is a soft wave of restorative care. You let yourself drift fully in it, carried by each gesture, each sound, each touch, until you feel entirely cradled in the calm of the temple. Outside, the breeze rustles the leaves, carrying the faint scent of morning dew and blossoms. The sun moves slowly across the sky, spilling light in arcs through open arches. You notice how the natural world bends toward the rhythm of the ritual, the soft sway of branches, the shimmer of water, the flutter of petals, and you feel the alignment, the harmony, the quiet presence of life flowing gently through everything. The priests and priestesses begin to slow their movements, drawing energy back into themselves, allowing it to settle in the stones, in the water, in the petals, and in the air. The sound diminishes, leaving only soft echoes, the faintest ripple of presence, the gentle whisper of wind. You feel the same settling inside you, a soft closure, a final wave of calm that carries every part of you into deep rest. Lanterns glow more steadily now, reflecting in the small pools of water, illuminating the path forward. Each reflection is a small light within your own spirit, a gentle reassurance, a soft cradle for every thought, every breath, every quiet feeling. You drift along with the reflections, carried slowly toward stillness, toward serenity, toward complete peace. Let us drift onward, carried by the gentle waves of hands, water, sound, and light. Let every ripple, every flicker, every note settle fully in your mind and body, leaving only quiet calm. Now rest as the stars return only in memory, and the sacred healing flows through every corner of your spirit, gently, softly, entirely. In this sacred space, in this rhythm of touch and light and sound, you are held completely. Let the invisible waves of healing wrap your body, mind, and heart, soothing every thought, easing every muscle, quieting every shadow. Drift fully, effortlessly, entirely in the gentle flow of restorative light, and rest deeply, peacefully, entirely. The temple rests in the quiet of evening. Outside, the sky softens into shades of deep indigo and gentle lavender. A light wind moves through open arches, carrying the faint scent of embers and jasmine. You drift slowly along the stone corridors, feeling the cool touch beneath your feet and the warmth of lanterns glimmering along the walls. Each step is unhurried, each breath soft, as though the temple itself is guiding you toward a place of calm. Ahead, a circle of sacred flames burns in shallow ceremonial bowls. The fire dances gently, each flicker responding to the whispered prayers that move through the hall. The light spreads in arcs across the stone floor, casting shadows that twist and curl like soft, slow-moving streams. You notice the rhythm of the flames, the way they rise and fall in quiet cycles, and your own breath begins to follow the same tender cadence. Priests and priestesses move around the circle with deliberate calm, carrying small bowls of herbs and incense, their motions gentle and precise. Each hand movement is a careful trace of devotion, guiding energy along invisible paths that curl softly through the room. You feel the warmth of the fire, not only on your skin but within your chest, a subtle pulse of comfort and quiet presence. Soft whispers rise alongside the flames, prayers carried on gentle exhalations. The voices are light, each word a ripple in the still air, joining the rhythm of the fire. You imagine each whisper moving through the temple, wrapping around the pillars, the lanterns, and even your own spirit, settling softly into every quiet corner. The fire reflects in polished stones and in the edges of ceremonial bowls, creating tiny mirrors of golden light. Petals are scattered around the circle, drifting slowly as though moved by invisible currents. You watch them twirl, float, and rest lightly on the warm stones, feeling the same gentle motion ripple through your own body. Every thought softens, every muscle unwinds, every shadow within your mind begins to dissolve. A priest kneels, extending hands above the central flame. The movement is deliberate, serene, as if coaxing warmth and light into a soft spiral that touches every being present. You feel the same spiral within yourself, moving quietly through your chest, your shoulders, your arms, filling each space with steady, calm energy. The fire does not burn, it soothes. The light does not glare, it embraces. Incense curls around the flames, twisting in slow arcs, mingling with the golden light. The scent is faint but persistent, carrying a whisper of sage, cedar, and soft earthiness. You breathe it in, feeling it move gently into your lungs, spreading warmth through every part of your body. Each inhalation brings calm. Each exhale releases tension, like smoke dissolving quietly into the air. The flames flicker higher as more candles are added around the circle, forming rings within rings of warm, golden presence. You imagine each circle as a layer of protection, a cocoon of quiet light that surrounds your spirit. Each layer settles softly over your shoulders, your chest, your back, until you feel fully held, fully cradled, fully safe. A priestess moves along the outer edge of the circle, sprinkling petals and tracing gentle arcs with her hands. The petals float on currents of unseen energy, circling slowly above the flames before resting lightly on the floor. You imagine your own worries as these petals, lifted and carried by the gentle rhythm of movement, drifting away softly, dissolving into the calm of the temple. Soft chimes ring from a distant corner, punctuating the rising and falling rhythm of the flames. Each chime is delicate, a tiny thread of sound that weaves into the warmth of the fire, blending with the whispers of prayer and the curling of incense. You feel the notes resonate within your chest, each one a small wave of calm traveling through your spine, arms, and legs, smoothing every tight place, softening every shadow. The flames begin to sway in gentle unison, as if responding to the rhythm of the chimes and whispers. You notice the slow pulse of heat, the tender reach of light, the soft curling of shadows, and you feel your own body aligning with it. Your heartbeat follows the gentle rise and fall, your shoulders relax, your mind drifts further into serenity. Lanterns along the walls flicker in gentle acknowledgement of the central flames, casting soft reflections that join the circle in quiet harmony. You see your own reflection in a small pool of water nearby, the glow of fire mirrored in its still surface. The image feels tender, reassuring, a gentle reminder that peace is already within you, always present, always waiting. The priests and priestesses begin moving closer together, their hands extending above and toward the circle, weaving patterns in the air that seem to stir the flames and incense in a slow, tender dance. You feel the energy of their motions settling into your chest, your back, your arms, your legs. Each movement is a wave of restorative warmth, flowing gently, effortlessly, deeply into every part of you. Soft petals continue to float, catching the light, catching the whispers, catching the rhythm of presence. You imagine yourself among them, floating lightly, weightless, each one brushing past you with gentle intention. Each petal carries a small blessing, a quiet reassurance, a tender release of what no longer serves you. You let them move through your thoughts, through your limbs, through your spirit, until everything feels light, everything feels at ease, everything feels held. The circle of flame seems to grow brighter, yet never harsh, each flicker a soft pulse that reaches into your awareness, inviting quiet reflection. You notice how the warmth seeps into your soul, dissolving fear, dissolving tension, leaving only a soft, golden calm. Each pulse of light carries a sense of presence, a gentle reminder that you are safe, that you are supported, that you are held within this sacred moment. The whispers of prayer, the soft chimes, the gentle movement of petals and flame, all begin to blend into one quiet, continuous rhythm. You feel the sound and light wrapping around you, settling softly in every corner of your mind. Thoughts slow, muscles release, breath deepens, and your spirit floats in the tender embrace of calm. Outside, the wind stirs the trees, brushing softly against the stone arches. Leaves flutter lightly, carrying the distant scent of evening blossoms. You notice how even the world outside seems to participate in the ritual, moving in gentle agreement with the sacred circle of flame. You feel the alignment, the harmony, the quiet unity of every living thing in this peaceful moment. The priests lower their hands, the flames diminish to gentle flickers, the petals settle, the incense smoke rises one last time, curling softly into the evening air. The chimes fade into silence, leaving only the tender echoes of warmth and light. You feel the same gentle settling inside yourself, the final wave of calm flowing completely through your body and spirit, leaving you fully at rest. Let us drift onward, cradled by the circle of flame, the warm light, the gentle whispers, and the tender motion of petals and air. Let every pulse of warmth settle fully in your chest, every ripple of calm flow entirely through your limbs. Now rest, as the stars return only in memory, and the sacred warmth wraps every corner of your being, softly, completely, peacefully. In the quiet after the ritual, in the gentle glow of lingering light, you are held entirely. Let the tender warmth seep into your mind, your body, your spirit. Drift fully, effortlessly, entirely in the soft embrace of the sacred circle of flame, and rest deeply, peacefully, entirely. The temple's deepest chamber lies quiet, draped in soft shadows and the gentle hush of the world beyond. A pale light filters through narrow windows, painting muted patterns across the polished stone floors. You drift slowly along the cool corridor, each step measured, effortless, as though the temple itself breathes in rhythm with your own breath. Inside, the air feels still yet alive, carrying the faint scent of lotus petals and old wood. Each inhalation draws you further into serenity. Each exhale releases tension you may not have noticed. You notice how soft the walls feel, not with touch but with presence. Calm, attentive, full of gentle care. Every sound from outside is absorbed by the quiet, leaving a pure space where thought and spirit can settle. In the center of the chamber, a circle of cushions invites rest. You float toward it, feeling the stillness embrace you like a warm, invisible hand. The cushions do not merely support the body. They encourage the mind to soften, the heart to open, the spirit to fold gently into quiet. You sink into the circle with ease, every muscle letting go, every thought slowing, drifting in waves of calm. The monks move silently around the chamber, their presence subtle, almost like soft shadows. Hands trace slow, careful arcs in the air, adjusting candles or setting small bowls of water. Each motion carries intention, yet no urgency. Each gesture is a reminder that calm can be created with the gentlest touch, the softest presence, the quietest thought. You feel these ripples of peace entering your own body, settling into your chest, your back, your arms. A single candle flickers near the center, its light steady yet alive, reflecting softly on the floor and walls. You watch it and notice how its motion mirrors your breath, the rise, the fall, the gentle sway. You realize that even a small flame can hold stillness, that even a single point of light can bring clarity and calm. The warmth of the candle touches your skin, not as heat, but as quiet reassurance, as though the light itself wishes you peace. The air carries a soft whisper of incense, rising in delicate curls toward the high ceiling. You watch the smoke drift upward, spiraling slowly, almost invisible yet full of presence. Each curl moves effortlessly, following unseen currents, and you imagine your own thoughts rising like the smoke, soft, weightless, unburdened. Each tension, each worry, each restless idea drifts upward and dissolves, leaving only pure calm behind. The chamber holds no other sound. There is no rush, no expectation, no urgency. Even your own heartbeat slows, aligning with the rhythm of the quiet. You feel as though time itself has paused, holding this single moment in gentle suspension. In this stillness, your mind mirrors the chamber, vast, open, calm, and receptive. Monks adjust the bowls of water near the walls. The surfaces are perfectly still, reflecting the ceiling, the candles, the occasional flicker of movement. You gaze into one bowl, and your reflection seems softer, calmer, more luminous than before. You feel the reflection is not of the outside world, but of the quiet within you, the inner space that has been waiting for attention. Each ripple of stillness carries you deeper. Each mirrored image reminds you of your own capacity for calm. Petals lie scattered across the floor, their colors muted in the soft light. They remain motionless, yet they carry a subtle presence, as though holding the memory of a breeze that passed long ago. You imagine your spirit opening like these petals, slowly, tenderly, one layer at a time. Each layer softens, each layer releases, until you feel entirely open, entirely receptive, entirely held in calm. The monks bow quietly, their movements fluid and unhurried. The gesture is simple, a folding of the body and spirit into respect, into attention, into presence. You sense that their actions are not for display. They are for the subtle rhythm of energy that flows through the room, through the air, through your own spirit. You feel that same rhythm moving inside you, gentle waves washing over every part of your being. The high ceiling of the chamber catches the faint light, reflecting it in soft, muted patterns. Shadows stretch and contract slowly, following the natural rhythm of the world outside. You notice that even stillness is alive, that even silence has motion. You let yourself follow that gentle movement, rising and falling with your breath, floating with the unseen currents of quiet. Every sound you hear, the faint shuffle of a robe, the soft shift of a cushion, the distant sigh of wind, is carried in gentle waves that pass through your awareness without disturbing it. You notice the silence between sounds, the space where no noise exists, and you realize that this space is where your spirit resides. Here, there is nothing to accomplish, nothing to change, nothing to fix. Here, there is only being, only presence, only calm. You imagine your body becoming as still as the water in the bowls. Each part of you settles into its own place, relaxed, supported, aligned. Your shoulders drop, your chest softens, your hands rest lightly on your lap. Even your thoughts grow still, floating softly like petals on water, drifting, dissolving, disappearing. A single incense curl drifts across your vision, twisting and turning in the soft light. You follow it without effort, letting it guide your attention to the quiet spaces within your mind. Each curl is a gentle reminder that you can move with calm, that you can exist with grace, that you can let go without force. The path of the incense mirrors the path of your own spirit, slow, tender, deliberate, serene. The monks continue their gentle movements, yet they are part of the silence, part of the stillness. There is no separation between motion and calm, between presence and quiet. You feel that same harmony within yourself. Your body is motionless, yet your spirit moves freely. Your mind is quiet, yet aware. Your heart is soft, yet full of gentle presence. The chamber seems infinite, yet intimate. Each shadow, each light, each soft reflection carries a sense of protection, a sense of belonging. You notice that you do not need to chase calm, it is already here. It has always been here. You simply rest within it, letting it wash through every corner of your being. The candle flickers one last time, steady and unwavering. The incense curls slowly upward, dissipating softly into the air. The petals lie gently, untouched, serene. The monks bow, then pause, then move quietly toward the edges of the chamber. You feel their presence, their care, their intention, as a soft wave that settles fully in your chest. Let us drift onward, carried by the gentle rhythm of stillness, by the quiet motion of breath and spirit, by the tender presence that fills every corner of this sacred chamber. Let every thought dissolve fully, every tension melt completely, every shadow fade into calm. Now rest, as the stars return only in memory, and your spirit unfolds like a flower beneath soft morning dew, entirely, completely, peacefully. In this chamber of silent meditation, you are held entirely. Every corner of your being is touched by quiet. Every breath is a gentle wave of calm. Every heartbeat is a soft echo of presence. Drift fully, effortlessly, entirely in the gentle embrace of stillness, and rest deeply, peacefully, entirely. Night descends softly over the temple, a gentle shadow spreading across stone courtyards and quiet halls. The sky deepens into layers of indigo and violet, sprinkled with the first tender stars. A soft wind stirs the leaves of ancient trees, brushing along the walls with a whisper of peace. You float along the familiar pathways, feeling the cool stones beneath your feet and the lingering warmth of lanterns that line the corridors. Each step is unhurried, each breath a quiet echo of the evening's calm. Inside the temple, the air carries the gentle fragrance of incense and blossoms, mingling in tender layers. The fatting light dances across carved pillars, highlighting the curves and shadows in soft patterns. You notice how the silence of night feels alive, as if the space itself is breathing slowly, watching, attentive, protective. Every corner holds quiet presence, and your own spirit begins to align with this gentle rhythm. Priests move with care through the halls, their robes brushing softly against the floors. Each gesture is deliberate and fluid, carrying intention without hurry. Small bowls of oil are lifted, candles arranged in precise arcs. Their movements are a silent song, a lullaby of devotion, echoing softly in the vastness of the temple. You feel these movements as a ripple through your own body, a slow wave of calm brushing across your shoulders, your back, your chest. The central hall is prepared for the night's benediction. Bowls of water shimmer in candlelight, petals drift in silent arcs, and small flames flicker steadily, casting gentle reflections on the walls. You rest your gaze upon the circle of light, feeling it reach inward, past the walls of the temple, into the quiet chambers of your mind. Each reflection is a soft invitation to release, to fold inwards, to let tension float away with the flicker of candlelight. The priests begin the evening prayers. Their voices are soft, harmonizing in gentle threads of sound. The chants do not demand attention. They simply float through the space, wrapping each listener in a blanket of serenity. You notice the rise and fall of each note, how the sound lingers in the still air, and how it seems to touch every part of your spirit. Each chant is a gentle wave, a reminder that calm is always present, always near, always here. A single priest moves through the circle, sprinkling water in slow, measured arcs. The droplets catch the candlelight, forming tiny prisms before settling on petals, on stone, on the floor. You imagine the water as a soft wash over your own spirit, carrying away worries, dissolving tension, leaving only tender clarity. Each drop feels like a kiss of blessing, each shimmer a touch of quiet reassurance. The air is thick with presence, yet it carries no heaviness. Every motion, every breath, every whisper feels light, as if the temple itself is guiding all within toward a state of ease. You notice the warmth of the candles, the gentle sway of shadows, the curling smoke of incense rising in soft arcs. All these subtle movements create a rhythm, a quiet heartbeat that mirrors your own, drawing your awareness into the present, into calm, into peace. Outside, the night seems to pause. Stars twinkle softly, their light mirrored faintly in the temple's polished stone. A breeze stirs, bringing a delicate scent of night flowers, blending with the lingering fragrance of incense. You feel yourself merging with this serenity, your spirit floating gently alongside the soft movements of wind, light, and sound. Every element of the night becomes a companion in the benediction, a tender reminder that you are safe, that you are cradled, that you are held. The priests move into the final stage of the ritual, forming a circle around the central hall. Hands lift in unison, palms extended over the central flame. The light flickers, casting a gentle golden glow across their faces and robes. Their presence is soft, steady, unbroken. You feel the energy they raise as it flows outward, spreading into every corner of the chamber, every stone, every shadow. The warmth touches your spirit, settling in the deepest places, offering protection, offering calm, offering gentle rest. Petals drift slowly from the priestly hands, carried by the lightest currents of air. They float silently, touching surfaces and lingering before finally settling. You imagine these petals carrying the prayers, the blessings, the intention of the night. Each one reaches a part of you, brushing past with quiet grace, carrying away any remaining restlessness, leaving only softness behind. The central flame flickers higher for a brief moment, then settles into a gentle, steady glow. The priests lower their hands, bowing in unity, and the last notes of the chant fade into the soft silence of night. You notice the space between each sound, the quiet that follows every motion. It is here, in these gentle pauses, that the full sense of benediction is felt. The silence is not empty. It is filled with presence, with calm, with the gentle rhythm of protection. A final sweep of incense fills the hall, the smoke curling slowly upward, drawing your attention to the vast ceiling, the quiet corners, the infinite calm. You feel it move through your chest, your back, your arms, your legs, settling in every part of your body. Each inhale brings warmth, each exhale releases, and you begin to feel lighter, freer, more at ease. The lanterns lining the halls cast their soft glow across the polished stones. Shadows stretch long, curling in quiet acknowledgement of the ritual just performed. You rest your gaze on one gentle lantern, noticing its tender light, and feel your own spirit reflected within it. This light is steady, unwavering, a gentle reminder that protection and calm are always present, even when unseen. The priests retreat slowly, their presence lingering like a soft echo, leaving the chamber filled with warmth, with light, with sacred calm. You notice the gentle pulse in the air, the quiet rhythm that remains, as if the temple itself is breathing with you, keeping watch, ensuring peace. Your body is still, your mind is soft, your spirit serene. Let us drift onward now, embraced by the final benedictions of night. Let every shadow of worry dissolve into the soft glow of lanterns. Let every lingering thought settle into the tender rhythm of presence. Now rest, as the stars return only in memory, and your spirit is fully cradled by the protective serenity of the sacred rituals you have witnessed. The temple holds you gently. Every breath is a wave of calm. Every heartbeat is a soft echo of safety. Every pulse of warmth from candle and flame flows fully through your being. Drift entirely, effortlessly, completely in the embrace of the night's benediction, and rest deeply, peacefully, entirely.